Hey guys, welcome back. Another loud day, but welcome back to SafeZone Entertainment, Motorcycles and Music, interview with a biker. We're gonna do it a little differently today because, well, it's my bike and I clearly can't interview myself. So today we're gonna have my daughter Becca. She's gonna interview me and be our little host today. Becca, let's do it.
Father, I have questions.
Uh-oh, she's questions. Never good.
So, for all the people watching, we would like to know a few things. So I have 10 questions for you. So 1, what bike do you have?
It is a 2011 Suzuki GSX 650F, which is a sport tour. So the F, it's not the Gixxer with the R. It is basically a Bandit 650. They were the Bandits for a long time in the 600 format, and then they turned into a 650. It added fairings and things like that.
Second question is, when did you get it?
Geez, would have been 5 years ago I got it.
Is this your first bike?
No, my first bike was a 1983 Suzuki GS 550E that I had a full parts bike for, but it died 1 week after I got my license. So I bought this. Decided I didn't want to spend my whole first summer riding not having a bike, trying to figure out what was wrong with the one that broke.
Another question is, what did you name your bike? Because all bikers have to do it.
I went with the default name for this one. It is Susie, as a Suzuki. I think every Suzuki owner names their first Suzuki Susie.
Yeah.
Not original at all.
No. So, what is one of your favorite moments on Susie?
Oh, that's a tough one. Actually, I'd say the first one would be involving you, taking you out for your very first ride. We went just around the block and down through Dover and Calgary, and ended up at the 7-Eleven. And it was great watching you learn how the back of a bike is, and being on the bike for the first time. Hop off. So come over here, look at the camera. So, how was it?
Awesome.
All right.
Totally rad. What is one of your worst moments?
Okay, worst moments is involving my own stupidity. Sitting on Beddington Trail heading towards Deerfoot at the last set of lights. Acura NSX sitting beside me, revs his engine, and I got baited into drag racing him. Beat him hard. Problem was, though, is when I got to the turn, I discovered my skill level wasn't where it should be, and I just about dumped the bike going into the corner. I barely got the bike slowed down in time. And then to add insult to injury, the NSX went around me in the corner.
Why did you get a sport tour in the first place?
When I was growing up, I had two main influences for motorcycles. One was my dad, and it was always the cruisers, the Harleys, things like that. And then my uncle Dave, he had the Suzuki GS 1100 and the 750, which was more of the standard bikes. Decided when the time came I wanted to do distance. I like doing distance runs, but the problem is I still wanted to be able to play when I got to the corners. And this gave me the best of both worlds. I got to load it up with bags and with gear, but then I could still get into the twisties and actually have a little fun with it.
Would you ever want another sport tour?
Down the road, another sport tour wouldn't be bad. I just don't know physically if I could. I have to actually sell this bike at some point here because since a back injury, the seating position's a little harder for me. I love the sport tour itself. I mean, if I didn't have to sell the bike, I wouldn't. But unfortunately, the body, as you're getting older, doesn't agree with everything you want to do and all your choices. So,
what does the bike feel like to you?
it's thrilling, I guess, is what somebody else said to me as well that was on the back. It's loud. It goes fast. I mean, it's not as fast as your leader bikes and your sport, the actual crotch rockets.
Yeah.
But for what it is, for a 650, it goes really well, and it's got that thrill of the high revving and the loud sound, and being able to lean really far into the corners. And
what is it like having someone on the back, like me, for instance?
It depends. On the back, you're not there. You weigh all of what, 120 pounds maybe? 90 something. Okay, I was a little off. But you aren't that big, so the bike doesn't feel any different. Put another adult on the back, and it definitely bogs down a little bit. You have to rev it a little higher to get it to launch. The suspension definitely, works a lot harder.
Why did you first get into bikes? Like, as you said earlier, you had a lot of influences, but what made you really be like, I'm getting a bike? I didn't actually get into bikes when I should have, and the opportunities provided for me when I was younger. I rebelled against my family and got into cars, and it wasn't until I was older and I realized that, I'd been missing out, and I really, really actually wanted a bike. And the time came, we were at the motorcycle show and decided to pull the trigger and went and booked the course and got my license. All right, would you mind giving us a tour of the bike?
Yeah, we could totally do that. Let's take a look. Okay, we're gonna start at the front here, so nothing fancy yet here. I mean, I've done some of the lights, which we'll look at once I fire the bike up. Things I did add, handguards off of a DL1000. They are a godsend when it comes to being in rainy weather and save my hand from many a wasp that's hit it. I've definitely added, it does have an aftermarket windscreen. It's a zero gravity touring screen, but it's still not quite high enough. The wind would tend to hit me right in the middle of the helmet. So I added the aftermarket piece there that allows the wind to go up over my head. Going down, I just went with a slip-on exhaust. The slip-on exhaust is actually off a GSX 1250 FA because I put the center stand on it, which does not come with the bike from the factory, but the exhaust from the 1250 has this little piece here which kicks the center stand from coming up into the exhaust. And then obviously carbon fiber, I've debaffled it. The bags, it didn't come with it, but the previous owner to me had the bags on here. They're a little scuffed up now. I did paint them last year. They were just straight black. I have painted them, and then my boot obviously because I'm short. I did add after that the top case. A lot of it for like I said, the distance riding that I do, and then for adding Becca and other people on the back so she doesn't fly off. Changed out my turn signals on the back as well. It does have heated grips, the Oxfords. And I did add the 12 volt power converter, so charging my stuff. So I think we should fire it up, and I can show you the lights too. Okay, so on the front here, we have the white DRLs. Yeah, which are these. And if you'll notice when I go to turn signal, they are integrated turn signals. It's sequential. And I've also added the side marker lights here as well. Those same turn signals on the back. Park light, brake light, and turn signals in the saddlebags with the sequential light on the bottom. Turn signal. If you hit the brakes, hold the brake lever, Becca. You want to zoom in here, so everything's all lit up for the brake lights. There, that's the bike, man. Okay, Becca, I think it's time. We should go for a ride.